The biggest winter storm in several years made for a tough drive this morning, causing cars to slide and some to even crash. The storm left Indiana covered in a blanket of snow. Many people saw 10 inches of snow, some as much as 13 inches. We do have team coverage for you tonight from all angles for you across the state. But first, let's get right to Storm Track 8 Chief Meteorologist Ashley Brown.
All right, so yesterday, dealing with snow for much of it, it snowed for 24 hours for most of central Indiana. And the result of that, of course, coming in is that 6 to 10 inches of snow that we promised you, and isolated 10 to 11 inch totals that came in, even a 12 or 13 inch total to the south and east of the state, mainly far to the south and east. All right, so as we look right now at where we are locked in with cloud cover. Skies are mostly cloudy at the moment. We've had some sunshine peek through today, but mostly cloudy. The snow from this system has moved out. But the bigger issue now is the cold, right? Winds are still very breezy, but not incredibly gusty. If you're traveling out this evening and you're expecting roads to be better, I believe that they are, but here's the problem. We're about 30 minutes away from sunset. Salt works great when you get temperatures near the freezing mark and sun peeking through, right? You start to activate it. Those spots become wet. Temperatures fall and those spots begin to freeze over again. So isolated slick spots possible this evening as well as you travel out. Currently, we're at 25 degrees for Indy. But what it feels like is much colder. Currently, it feels like 12. As we go through the night, it continues to feel colder. Temperatures in the teens to 20 tonight, but feeling more like the teens to the single digits as we get into the overnight hours. Let's head over to meteorologist Ryan Morse.
All right, Ashley, it's been difficult travel at points for today. We're starting to see improvements, especially on the interstates. Of course, off the interstates, we still have snow-covered roads. This is I-69 southbound near 82nd Street. We just had a slide-off pull back onto the interstate, so that has now cleared. But I mentioned the difference between interstate and off interstate. Here is where that stalled vehicle was on the northeast side. Again, that just cleared. We are actually incident free on our interstates in the metro area as we speak. Hopefully remain that way through the next few hours. But this is what I was just talking about, Fall Creek Parkway at Keystone. You'll notice we do have some snow. It looks like we just had a new accident right in front of this camera that's yet to be reported. So this is what I'm talking about. We do have snow and some ice out there. So if you are traveling off the interstates over the next couple hours, keep that in mind. We'll get that incident plotted here in the next half hour. Also of note, the airport had plenty of delays early on today. If you are headed to the airport for catching a flight, I-70 South split to the airport drive times at 10 minutes, 465 from 65 to the airport at 13 minutes.
Okay. All right, Ryan, thank you very much. Let's talk more about the roads now, shall we? News 8's Danielle Zukoski is inside our mobile news tracker. Danielle, where are you right now and how are the conditions?
Well, Phil, I am in the circle right now. We are making a right turn, obviously, onto East Market Street, and the conditions are not great. There is no mincing words when it comes to the conditions downtown. We have been all over these downtown streets this afternoon, and things are very slushy. They are a little bit slippy, but not slick. In most conditions, in most cases, though, definitely a lot of fishtailing when you see cars going too quickly. We're definitely seeing people lose control of their vehicles, but it's not nearly as bad as conditions where you see black ice. We're mostly just seeing slushy snow and big snow drifts. I did speak to DPW earlier. They said that this wind that we were having earlier in the day and overnight was not helping them, and snow that they were plowing out was floating right back in. Speaking from my own experience, it is really light snow and the snow has been blowing everywhere. So we're definitely going to keep driving around the city, maybe make our way out to some of the outer streets outside of this downtown core and check those out. And we'll bring you an update at 5:30. Phil?
All right, Danielle, thank you. I will take it from here. Let's now bring in iTeammates Cody Fisher for a look at how the city's Department of Public Works is clearing downtown streets. Cody.
Hey guys, yeah, right now we're actually at Illinois and 42nd, and it looks like Illinois has not seen a lot of attention by DPW crews and plows so far yet today, but DPW tells me that that is because they are tackling the busiest streets that get the most traffic and that are most used by first responders. So think EMS, think firefighters, that sort of thing, which is why residential streets can look like this, because DPW says there are just more important streets to be plowed.
They are still working 24/7. They are on 12-hour rotating shifts. That's 70 trucks per shift. We anticipate remaining in this 12 and 12 through the end of this week.
This is a map from the city showing which roads are being prioritized over others. Light blue being plowed right now, with red and white roads that will be tackled eventually. While the city is taking a methodical approach to plow the 4,000 square miles of roads, some Hoosiers are taking matters into their own hands to clear driveways and sidewalks. Jim Malone says he loves using his snowblower.
Last year I couldn't use it at all, which was a bummer for me. So I was grateful to have a snow like today where I could go ahead and do some snow blowing.
He does not just stop with his own.
And I just feel it's the right thing to do to go down a few houses down north and south to get their driveways and get their sidewalks. And I know a lot of people use sidewalks to get down to 56 in Illinois, a lot of shopping down there, so I like to keep the sidewalks clean for them too.
It would not be a snow day without some fun. The Chase brothers taking full advantage of being off school to build on a tradition.
We always build a fort in like some kind of igloo, but this year we got so much that like we could actually do something cool. So we started building it yesterday and it just kept snowing on it and it got bigger. Being the youngest brother is perilous on days like this.
Fun, exciting, kind of nerve-wracking because they can like throw snowballs at you.
Whether you're dodging snowballs or snow drifts in Butler Tarkington, DPW says streets like this one on the north side aren't seeing major plow attention yet because the south side was worse.
So it might be easier to navigate up there than it is on the south side. And so we're just trying to make sure that we make it easy for everyone to navigate these thoroughfares.
Now, the Department of Public Works tells me that all of this snow accumulation is going to be impacting trash pickup. So if your trash was supposed to be picked up today, that gets pushed till tomorrow. And because today's trash gets pushed till tomorrow, it might have a staggered effect for everybody else's trash pickup throughout the week. Reporting live for IT Mate, I'm Cody Fisher for Wish TV, wishtv.com, and follow us on Facebook for updates.
All right, Cody, thank you. We continue now with IT Mate's Kat Sandoval, who joins us live from Hamilton County. Kat, how are things there?
Phil, here in Westfield and in Carmel, the snow is about 6 inches or more, and the roads are pretty clear. It's a winter wonderland in Carmel. Snow on trees, the white Christmas we were looking for. The roads are clear, and plow trucks regularly drove by on 116th and Illinois Street, and salt trucks too. The winter storm didn't stop businesses. Lots of open signs.
We're really slow today. We're usually pretty busy. We do about 5,000 a day for lunch because we have 2 hospitals in the area. Probably not even at 1,000 today, I would say, yeah.
The restaurant manager tells me a few people called off work due to road conditions.
A lot of the people that called off live in Indianapolis. So the people who are here either live in Noblesville, Westfield, or Fishers.
Robert Humphrey lives in Carmel, so getting to work and Jimmy John's was easy.
The roads were pretty clear this morning. It was a little bit slippery out, but it's pretty clear right now. A little bit wet, but mostly pretty safe. A lot of the parking lots are all cleared out now.
We drove north on US 31 to Westfield, and the roads were clear as well. But not all businesses were open. A local coffee shop was closed due to the snow. One customer trekked through the frigid temperatures for a mocha latte.
This would be an intermediate storm. This is nothing compared to, the big ones. Like, see 7, 8, 9, 12 inches.
With the coffee shop closed, Endicott is determined.
I want to try to go to Dunkin' Donuts.
And we're hoping that gentleman actually got his coffee. Now, while the snow is pretty much clear on the roadways, experts warn that the snow blowing could be dangerous, even causing a dull visibility for some people. So, reporting here in Hamilton County, I'm IT Mate's Kat Sandoval, Wish TV, wishtv.com, or follow us on Facebook for updates.
Kat, thank you for that advice there. We do turn now to News 8's Garrick Berquist. He shows us how people in Greenwood dealt with the snowfall there.
Well, as with most of central Indiana, the snow brought most of daily life to a halt here in Greenwood, but that didn't stop some people from taking advantage of the extra day off. As soon as the snow stopped, kids flocked to the sled hill at Freedom Springs Park.
But we don't get a ton of days like this in Indiana where you got enough snow to really have a fun day of sledding, and so we just had to go take advantage of it.
Betag thought 10 or 15 minutes would be enough. Instead, nearly an hour passed before his kids were ready to go back inside.
Anytime that they wipe out, I particularly enjoy it. They may not, but I love watching them go down and flip up in the snow.
It wasn't all fun and games, though.
This is definitely quite a bit of snow here.
Justin Curtis took a break from working from home to clear his driveway. He says he thinks he got about 10.5 inches.
I'm going to wait for most of this until plows come through and knock it out, because I know it's going to get pushed back up in the driveway, but I'll try to stay ahead of it a little bit so it doesn't bury me back in.
By early Monday afternoon, most of the major roads in Greenwood were largely clear, including downtown. Many of the residential streets, though, had yet to be plowed, including in Curtis's neighborhood.
I don't see us going back. I mean, with all the snow, they haven't really been able to get the roads yet, so I don't see us going anywhere yet.
Betag said he doubted anyone could get out of their neighborhood and over to the sled hill without four-wheel drive. But he says, don't let that stop you from finding some way to have fun.
If you can get out today and get in the snow, you don't have to come out to Freedom Springs, but if you can get out somewhere and enjoy the snow day, I think you need to try to do that.
And now that the snow has stopped, everyone I talked to says the question now is what happens tomorrow. In Greenwood, I'm Garrett Bergquist for Wish TV, wishtv.com, or follow us on Facebook for updates.
And News 8's Malia Van Ostrand is in Hendricks County now, where the storm created challenges for some.
People in Plainfield are hard at work removing snow after last night's storm left several inches on the ground. Crews are continuing to maintain the roads and clear that snow, while others are hoping to get back to their daily lives. Plainfield Fire Territory helped pull a pickup truck from a retention pond to dry land at Rockingham Way and Keystone Pass around 9 a.m. this morning. It happened in a residential neighborhood where traffic is light and speeds are low. The car was not sinking, and 2 people were helped out of the truck. Fire Chief Brent Anderson said luckily there were no injuries and it was just an unfortunate accident with a positive outcome. We were on the scene within 10 minutes and were able to safely assist the occupants to dry land. Anderson says that the slide-off goes to show that during adverse weather, extreme caution must be implemented if you must be out. Barbara Steele of Plainfield was up at 4 a.m. to get to work. She says she saw multiple cars stranded or on the side of the road due to the heavy snow.
This year, this is treacherous.
Steele says she thinks many people are in a rush, which can contribute to having problems on the road.
Just be careful, take your time, warm your car up before you get out. That's what I did this morning, and I took a broom and swept my car off, and it was really thick on my car, so I had to use a broom. The scraper didn't even work.
This man and his dog are passing through Plainfield from Maryland to get to school in Kansas. The winter weather became too much to drive through, so Marcelo Arevalo stayed at a nearby hotel.
It was really slippery last night, so I decided to pull off the highway and just go get a hotel, because I was like, just in case. And then when I did that, 5 ambulances drove by me right after that, so I'm glad I did it.
Student Charlotte Godo is making her way from Plainfield to Franklin, Indiana to return to school. Godo, who is originally from Phoenix, Arizona, is on the second leg of her trip. She had multiple flight delays before flying into Indy and staying with a friend.
I don't like the snow. I don't like the storm. I've heard that there's been like a lot of crashes and everything, a lot of things closing down, so just hoping that everyone has safe travels.
Fire Chief Anderson urges the public to stay home so that the public safety teams can operate more efficiently as the cold weather sets in over the next few days. In Plainfield, I'm Malia Van Ostrand, Wish TV, wishtv.com, or follow us on Facebook for updates.
Yeah, be careful out there. You can also rely on wishtv.com for winter conditions. Grab your phone, scan the QR code on your screen. That will take you to the weather page of wishtv.com. That's where you can find the travel advisories, school closings, live radar, tips for packing an emergency kit for your car and for driving in the snow.